This is something that I've been meaning to do for quite a while now. And I've been thinking about it very hard. I had information and then I lost it until someone, which I'm not going to say who, brought the information to me. Now, it's up to you if you want to believe this. Again, I'm not making any type of accusations. I just want to present information so the public can decide on their own. Hello everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. This is going to be very, very difficult for me to present because it's going to change the whole aspect, the whole idea of the actual perpetrator. Now, the alleged killer, Yolanda, I should say alleged in a sense because of the fact that even though she was the one that did shoot Selena, she was the perpetrator in that sense. However, there's more to it that wasn't being said. And it just didn't make sense. There's a few things that just didn't pan out. Now, there is one rumor that was going around saying that the hate that she had towards Selena's father, Abraham, was because of the fact that they were having an affair. Yolanda and Abraham. That's from one source. And something happened, and out of anger, she embezzled money. Now, whether or not that's true is, again, it's open to debate, and it's not something that I think is really, really important. But maybe it is. I don't know. It depends. Like I said, everybody has their own point of view. The thing that bothers me the most is how most people actually fail to see the actual conflict and the psychological and emotional torment that Selena had to endure from her father. To many people, he's a son of a bitch, a piece of shit, that kind of thing. I mean, a lot of people have said a lot of bad things about him. When I used to talk about it, and of course, someone I know, a relative of mine that I'm very close to, was saying a bunch of bad things about him, blaming him for Selena's death. especially the part where he refused her to get a blood transfusion when she was in the hospital. She was losing so much blood because of the Jehovah Witness uh, type of beliefs and stuff like that. And I mentioned before about Jehovah Witnesses being a cult. They're a brainwashing cult, which leads me to this other part too. There's certain circles, or I don't know how it is, but there's people that are into bad things involving some form of ritual magic, in which there's a lot of ritual abuse. And Abraham wanting fame and fortune so badly that, just like, for example, Michael Jackson's father, who went to great lengths of disciplining their kids, of his kids, being extremely rude, a sadistic father figure, in order just to get them in line, in order to get what he wants, which is fame and fortune. And since Abraham was really no different, they didn't care what lines they had to cross. According to this particular belief, but this particular information, and again, I'm not out to discriminate against anyone. This is just something that I want people to at least give their opinion if it makes sense to them. There are some people that are willing to even allow their own children to be molested by a talent agent, a music producer, just like how, certain celebrities that are talked about and how they've been badly mistreated. In this particular case, it was ritual. And it's something that is so horrific as well as disgusting. It's up to you if you really want to believe this, but this is just something that I feel is interesting in a very disturbing way. Again, I'm not making any accusations saying that this is really what's going on, this is what really happened. I'm not saying that. If you don't wish to believe it, that's fine. Like I said before, I'm not trying to convert anybody or trying to influence or convince anybody, whatever. But this is the information that I found. Now, this is something that's not new to me at all. Being a survivor of ritual abuse myself, and knowing how certain techniques are used, like post-hypnotic suggestion, or trying to modify someone's way of thinking or their personality completely, or to erase what they did, and the trauma and stuff like that, in order to hide what they've done to the particular victim, and using with the control chips or whatever however they do what they do. For some people, it does prove to be ineffective against someone who's extremely stubborn by nature, and I guess it was just failing at one point, so, which led to pretty much her own death, that she started to put the pieces together from the puzzle. I mentioned in my very, very first video that there was a lot that her father Abraham stood to gain. He stood to gain fame and fortune, and that he had no. It looked like he had no shame in what he did. That he could be a very overwhelming psychopath or evil or whatever the case may be. But the point is, in my opinion, aside from all that you just saw, that you just read, he was a very controlling man. He was a person who didn't care what other people thought. He wanted to be in control. And I think most of the hate that's towards Yolanda right now should actually be directed towards him. And because in my opinion, he was controlling, and I knew he had something to do with the way things turned out. But again, what you just read, it actually frightens me. It is disturbing, but I really don't know for sure whether there's any truth to that. There are just so many things involving celebrities, how they're being controlled, or how the parents had them set up to be raped or molested by producers. One rumor saying Michael Jackson was molested by some producers and as a kid, in order to get some kind of contract signed. Certain type of sex rituals, that's very, very common in these type of Illuminati setups. So it's up to you what you think about this. Does this make sense to you? And again, just tell me what you think. And to go as far as to say that Selena is in hell, or she's because of her music or anything like that, which I mentioned before, how stupid that was. Don't really believe everything you hear when it comes to religious crap. But I just wanted to make it very clear on how some or a lot of celebrities, who knows, how they're taken advantage of from their own parents, whether it's one of the parents or both of them, whatever the case may be, just so they could have their own place of comfort, of luxury, and not give a fuck what their kids actually go through. That's all I have to say about that. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.